Buckle up for this one, guys. Something that I've started noticing lately and been wanting to talk about, but I haven't been getting around to it, is the cost of living versus income. Now, from what I'm seeing just everywhere in general, just all across the board, people I know, strangers, I'm hearing it from like most random, unexpected places. I keep hearing from people about like, why is it so hard to make ends meet and survive? Like, what's going on here? Why is it's becoming impossible to make a living and just be okay. You just work and work and work and work, and you just get nowhere. And it's scaring me, and it's scaring a lot of people. I keep seeing it happening. You know, the general feeling I'm getting is that people are scared and don't know what to do exactly, how to respond to this. A lot of people aren't used to living this way. You know, people that used to have good jobs and were making it and being okay are suddenly finding themselves struggling so much just to make ends meet. And it gets to a point where you just start to wonder, like, what the fuck? I mean, seriously, it's driving a lot of people crazy. You know, I'm always talking about RV living, going off grid and being independent and all that. I was doing Uber, I forget what part of LA, I think it's like South LA or East LA or somewhere around there. And I just did a drop off some guy at work in a warehouse area. It was like a bunch of like real old run down buildings, real trashy, dirty kind of area. And I was leaving the area and I started noticing all these RVs all over the place. So I, parked for a second and got my camera stuff out. But I noticed something that was pretty shocking is that one of these RVs, there was actually a little, like a toddler, I think it was a little girl. I couldn't really tell, but it was just like this little kid, like no more than like 2 feet tall in diapers, standing there. I saw for a second, I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck? Like this is like the middle of the worst possible area. But I guess I can see why they did that, because they figured they're not going to get bothered there. And as long as, family sticks together, they should be safe, I guess, even though the area was pretty questionable and kind of scary looking. So that's just one of the things I saw out there. But really, I've been seeing this RV thing going on for a long time, at least since I've been Ubering now for almost 9 months about so. And ever since I've been really like being exposed to the world more and more, getting out there, I'm just seeing these RVs everywhere. I already did a video on that. You can go back and watch that if you want. So I don't jump too far off topic here, but what prompted me to do this video all of a sudden, even though I haven't done a talking video in a really long time, is because it just got my blood boiling so much when it happened, because a perfect example of cost of living versus income just fucking slapped me in the face. Basically what happened is, when I went back to renew the rental for Hertz, because you can only go up to 28 days at a time before you have to actually like physically go back into the office to close the old 28 days and reopen a new period, whatever, but it goes by weeks. It's kind of hard to explain it all, but basically I'm just trying to give you the rundown of how it works. So I was at the Hertz office, and every time I go in there, every time I start a new rental period, for the first week, it's a charge of $200 for the first week and $200 deposit. So the total charge, and it's like 201 or 202. So the total charge comes out to like 404. So anyways, I was at the Hertz counter talking to the guy, setting up my new rental period and everything, closing out the old one. And when he finishes processing the new one, he tells me, oh, and your total is going to be something. I looked back at him the second time. I was like, wait, how much? And he was like, oh, yeah, the cost per week just went up to $239. And I was like, what? $239? And he's like, yeah. And I think he asked me if I still wanted to do it or something. And I was like, well, I don't have another choice. I was already behind because, well, that's a whole nother thing, because to put it bluntly, sometimes I just get fucking depressed. I don't really have a life. I don't have personal privacy in my living situation, and it's just it affects so many areas of my life. My love life being one of the main ones that really bothers me the most. And sometimes it gets me down, and I try to get motivated and try to drive more. And lately, I've been getting better at that, trying to get myself to get out there more and hustle and do what I need to do. But it just seems that no matter how hard I try, it's like this RV that I'm trying to get to live in. It just seems the harder and harder I push myself and work, and the more money I make, the further and further away it like escapes my grasp. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying harder and harder and harder here. I'm making more money. I'm pushing myself, and I'm still stuck. I'm still spinning my wheels and still slipping backwards. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, no, seriously, I got really pissed off earlier. I was actually wanting to do the video in the moment when I was pissed, but I wasn't able to set up the camera and everything and all that stuff in time, and I kind of calmed down, but I'm still, it really got me going because, and not to mention gas prices also just shot up like crazy, like over $3 a gallon some places. I'm like, what the fuck? So that's another thing. I mean, I'm going to the gas station like every other day at least, and putting maybe at least 15, 20 bucks, maybe sometimes 10. I mean, but sometimes I don't always fill it up either. And I'm just putting so much gas day by day by day, and all that adds up too. So it's not just the cost of the rental, $800, well, it was $800 a month, $200 a week. By the way, everyone who I would talk about, a lot of Uber passengers who I would have, who would ask me about all this stuff, and I tell them how much I was paying for the car, they're like, jaw would hit the floor of this car here, and they'd be like, oh my god, you're paying how much for this car? And a lot of times they're like, well, why don't you buy your own car? And I'm like, then I have to explain to them, I find myself having to explain the same stories over and over and over again. But I have to tell people, well, my credit is shit, I don't have a down payment, I don't have a co-signer, so basically no car dealer will touch me with a 10-foot pole. I've got sent out of countless dealerships already. It's fucking pathetic. Even Worthington Ford, that's always advertising, we have our own finance company, we can finance anyone. Basically, they make it sound like just about anyone can just walk in, even if you've been rejected from other places, and suddenly get a car. So I thought, oh hey, I'm gonna walk in, I'm gonna get a car too, yay. So I go in and I talk to the sales manager. I sit down at a desk in front of him, and I'm explaining to him, I'm honest and open. Maybe that was my mistake, who knows, but I'm explaining to him like, oh, okay, hey, I'm an Uber driver. This is my situation. I'm paying $800 a month for a rental car. It's fucking killing me. I was basically trying to get the message across that I just need to put some money away, and so I can be okay and be able to profit and whatnot. And I mean, you would figure, hey, someone is paying $800. If we sell him a car and make his car payments $400 a month, he'll be able to handle that no problem if he's handling $800. But the lenders don't even consider Uber as a job, so it's like trying to apply for a loan for a car basically being unemployed. I don't even understand it. It's like, geez, what the fuck? So it just seems like I'm stuck from all ends. And I was going to try to rent this car from a fellow rideshare driver, but I can't seem to come up with the money to, up front to give him for the, to start things off. And now with the cost of the rental going up, right in front of my face, all of a sudden, in addition to the cost of gas, and plus already being behind, I don't know what to do, guys. Like, I don't know how much longer I'm even going to be still driving this car, if I can even keep up. I mean, shit, I'm already like, it's been forever since I've been doing videos, and because I'm always on the road, and my editing computer is usually tens of miles away, back at my dad's. And I mean, even when I get back there, I'm usually just there to do laundry and take a shower and sleep for a little bit, and then I'm back out again. So it just makes it hard to even run a YouTube channel, compounded with the lack of privacy with not having any time and always trying to play catch up financially and trying to snap out of depression and shit. It's just, it's killing me. It's wearing me down. And it's like, where does it end? I mean, and I'm not the only one here. There's so many people now. I mean, I don't want to make this video run too long, but I mean, I can think of like at least a couple examples of people that were doing okay and making money. I even met this stranger that was asking me for money one time at a gas station, and it was this lady, and she was like, tell me your life story. Anybody can say anything they want to get money out of someone. I realize that, but it gets to a point where you keep hearing the same things from people that you wouldn't expect or whatnot. Just so random, and it's just the same repetitive themes of why is it so hard to make it? Like, what's going on? I just see this like general sense of fear in people's eyes, and I hear it in their voice that they just don't know what to do. This uncertainty of the future and what's going to happen, and their well-being. And it's just, I'm seeing this in my own personal situation. I'm seeing this in strangers, friends, family, everyone. And it's just like, what's going on here? What's going on? What do we do? Like, what's the solution? And it's something I'm coming to find out as well. I'm not alone in my dreams for getting an RV and living in an RV. Maybe 10, 20 years ago, if someone was talking about wanting to live in an RV, people would think like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, why do you want to live in an RV? And I've still gotten that. You know who you are. You know who you are. But now what I'm finding is that a lot of people are talking about it, not just me, but family of mine. I'll give you another example. This old buddy of mine from high school, I haven't seen him in years now, but we keep in contact on Facebook. I thought he was doing okay. He was living with a roommate in an apartment or something, and a lot of times he was even trying to motivate me, trying to tell me, get out there and make money, and you can do this and you can do that. And you can be okay and this and that, and then all of a sudden he just drops out of nowhere. He's looking to get an RV and that he's lost his place. But I mean, he was doing a bit better than me because he did have money put away to buy an RV, which I don't have and haven't had for a long time now, which is kind of depressing to think about exactly how long. Almost a year now that I've been trying to get it again. So basically, he got this RV. It's a Class A, and he sent me pictures. I wanted to show them to you guys, but he wants to take better pictures. I'm actually planning on doing a video with him. I'm in talks with him, trying to convince him I want to do another RV tour video, which I haven't done in like years now, since like 2013. And I want to do another one of those, and basically just do another fresh take on the whole situation. So hopefully I'll be able to get that going again. Hopefully he'll let me film in his RV and make an interesting video out of it. It's not like I don't make money. It's not like I'm a complete lazy ass, just sitting in the car not making any money, and that's my problem. I do make and burn, according to my last calculation, even though I have trimmed costs a little bit here and there. But according to my last calculation, I was burning about $1,600 a month. Now, $1,600 a month is more than I was making about on average. Well, I mean, we got overtime too, but when I was working at the warehouse and I had the apartment, first of all, the apartment that I had cost as much as the car that I'm sitting in driving right now. And that alone is a major hit. But get this, I had my own apartment, but it's not like I was living large or anything. I was living independent. I was happy to have my own place. I wasn't living like crazy expensive. I lived just down to the bones, very cheap. Shopping discount, but I was okay. I was independent, and before everything just spiraled out of control, and that's a whole long story. But basically, what I'm trying to get at here is that I was making and burning less before, and I had an apartment, than I am now with this car when you factor in gas and food and everything. And I'm still stuck, unable to get out of my dad's, still trying to get this RV, like about 9 months into doing Uber, and it's just, I mean, what the fuck? Like, I mean, basically, I'm just doing Uber to keep my phone activated, my storage unit from being closed out and being auctioned off, and to be able to drive an almost brand new car and have transportation. I mean, look, it's not all bad. I like getting out. I like exploring. I like seeing new places that I haven't seen before. I like meeting new people. But the only thing that this gets to me is that I'm doing all this and I'm making this money, but it's going back into the car. It's going to the gas station. You're probably thinking, well, I mean, just budget better. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I actually got that. Somebody suggested that. I was like, budget better. Like, they were trying to tell me I had a budgeting problem. And I'd explain to them, okay, look, first of all, I don't have a life. I go out in the car every day, like at least 6 to 7 days a week, and just drive, 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 drive. I don't go out partying. I don't buy expensive shit. I really don't buy any much of anything extra at all. I mean, basically, like, if you scroll through, like when I log into my bank account and I'm scrolling through, it's like grocery store, gas station, grocery store, gas station, Hertz rental car every week, gas station, things like that. It's like there's very little Brian spending. It's just all spending to keep all of this going, perpetuating, just keeping the hamster wheel spinning. Just enough to sustain. I've just been breaking even just about. And now with what I just explained about everything going up all of a sudden, I mean, $239 a month. I did the calculation that came out to, it's up on the screen. But anyway, to go up from $800 a month, I mean, $800 a month made people's jaws hit the floor when they found out how much I was paying for the car. Imagine when they find that I'm paying over $900 a month now. I mean, this is fucking absurd. And are Uber's wages, not wages, are the fares going up? No, I haven't seen them going up. We're making like 67 cents a mile, 11 cents a minute. Unless it's surging or whatever, but the majority of the rides are just regular base fares. Is income adjusting to compensate for the increased cost of living and operating? No. So basically, the point of where I'm getting at here is like where does it stop? Like, how much worse is it gonna get before just all hell breaks loose? I mean, how many more people need to lose everything before they fucking lose everything up here and they take to the streets and just strike, riot, whatever the fuck? I mean, I see it's getting to that point, but it's happening in such slow motion. I don't know, it's just very interesting times we're living in. Homelessness, I think I mentioned it in my RV video. Homelessness in Los Angeles County just recently, I think in the past, I think it was this year or last year, or within the past year, has increased, just skyrocketed by like 23%. 23%. And the estimated, that they did a survey also of how many, they consider them homeless, people living in motorhomes, vehicles, whatnot, and they counted, I think, like over 4,000. And it's only getting worse. It's just it's exponentially spiraling out of control. So again, I ask, how much worse does it need to get before people wake up, or just before everything collapses, before just all hell breaks loose? Or is fucking North Korea gonna just obliterate us before then? Or is it all just gonna happen like simultaneously in one giant fucking shitstorm apocalypse? Anyway, let's talk about that below in the comment section. I'm done. I can't. I fucking can't. I just can't anymore. All I can do is try to tune it out and just keep, blinder vision, just keep trying to focus and just keep trying to hope and wish that someday it's all just gonna work out or be okay, or I don't know.